Equity, trade unions, core priorities, workers, which is why we're hoping to persuade you via this video to sign the petition to support the maze masters working at London's Crystal Maze live experience. There's a countdown. Please stick with us to find out why.
Nigel Cecil, calling things out as you like it, especially for his fair-minded friends.
Hello Chakabatis, welcome. Thank you for sticking with Hillary and meanwhile Nigel Cecil, because invariably when we mention trade unions it's a bit of a turn-off, but in this case it's all about core priorities for workers. So we hope you'll stick with us as we explain why we are trying to encourage you to sign a petition launched by Equity via Action Network to support the maze masters engaged at London's Crystal Maze live experience. Equity are trying to gain recognition to represent the workers. And it's so important because it appears that at London's Crystal Maze live experience, there's a culture of low pay, unsafe working conditions, and inconsistent shift patterns. Totally unacceptable nowadays, especially when you think this is an immersive live theatre experience in London. How can this have gone under the radar for so long? And if the workers, well, are working in unsafe working conditions, inconsistent shift patterns, there's no way to be engaged nowadays, especially with the demands of being a performer, a maze master, which is why we're dedicating this video to say, please sign the petition. All the information is on the Equity website. It was brought to our attention yesterday by a couple of our regular viewers, and we looked at the Equity website and the information. We'll put some of the pictures and links in the video and in the notes. There's a deadline. Yesterday was day 10 because Equity delivered a letter to the CEO of the Crystal Maze live experience, Tom Maguire, saying, hey, give us recognition. And apparently they refused to negotiate, refused to respond. So the letter is a formal letter. Well, 10 days to go. We're now on day 9, Friday the 21st of August. And after the 10 days have passed, as there's been no recognition, well, Equity can refer the issue provided they can demonstrate they've got a certain percentage of workers at the Crystal Maze experience, already members of Equity, to the Central Arbitration Committee. Now, details of the Central Arbitration Committee, quite interesting. They've just launched a website on YouTube. So if you want to check them out and what they do, it's all there for you to look. So we're going to set all that aside because the main core objective of this video is to say, hey, hang on, these maze masters really are, in today's way we analyse things, being ripped off. And it's time someone defended them, looked after their interests, and clearly when it comes to core priorities, this is Equity. So please support the maze masters engaged at London's live experience of the Crystal Maze by signing the petition. There's only a few days to go. Equity had a total, we believe, of an objective of trying to get 1,600 signatures. At the moment, I think there are 1,200 we've signed, haven't we, Hillary? But we actually think 1,600 is a bit low. This is London, London where it all happens, and workers being put in a position, unsafe working conditions, inconsistent shift patterns, a low pay culture. Can't be acceptable. Surely this is something we can all get behind, because tourists will be going there thinking, hey, it's all hunky-dory. Look at the maze masters having a wonderful time, getting paid hardly anything commensurate with what they're doing. So please, sign the petition. You don't need to be an Equity member. You don't need to be a show business person. Just someone who's a worker who appreciates that workers really do need an environment where there isn't a culture of low pay, where there isn't unsafe working conditions, and where you're expected to accept inconsistent shift working patterns. So please, we hope we've managed to convince you to at least have a look and consider signing the petition. So as we've said before, trade unions, equity, core priorities, workers. Please sign the petition and support the maze masters engaged at London's Crystal Maze live experience. Thank you.